Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm wearing my camo today because today we're going to use the Kkw Camo Eyeshadow Palette and the Camo Highlighter in the shade Champion. So as you can see, I came up with this eye look here using some of the shades in this palette, but I am such a big fan of the Kkw eyeshadow formula. Of course, I have a whole video on my channel using the Kkw Opalescent collection, and in that video I used the eyeshadow palette and I just had the best time with it. I'll go ahead and link that down below. I picked up the Camo palette and I didn't pick up the whole collection because I just couldn't do it, but I am planning on getting the rest of it later on. But these are the two items that I'm going to be using in the video today. I just wanted to show that the palette, of course, is here. It's in the camo packaging. Even the box, the unicorns that it came in are in camo print. And in this little intro, I kind of want to give some swatches of the colors, so I'll go ahead and swatch the two rows. They are so pretty and so smooth, so I'll probably like swatch it on my arm here. I'm gonna go in with the first couple shades. Okay, so I have Trench, which is like looks like a muted kind of like base shade. Then I have Army, this super pretty metallic shade. I have Vintage Khaki. Then I have Mossy Oak, and I actually have Mossy Oak all over my lid. And then I have Desert Sand, so just like a nice base shade. I don't even know if that's gonna read on camera. And then the very last shade on the top row is Conceal. So this is just like a nice like terracotta like crease shade, super pretty. Moving on to the second row, I have Combat. I love that. It's like almost like a pewter like metallic shade. I have that actually in my inner corner and my brow bone. Then I have Hideout right here. So like a nice just like transition colors, like a nice brown. I have Fatigue, and this color I have on my outer edge. I have Training Camp, such a pretty lustrous gold color. I have a little bit of that packed right in the middle of the other shimmer shade. This is the shade Camo, which is like a pretty like muted like olive shimmer shade. And then this is the shade Mud, which is the last color in that row. This is like a dark chocolate brown. So love that. So these are all 12 colors in the palette. And I just want to give you some like live swatches. They're all super creamy, super buttery, and blend out like a dream. But yeah, these are going to be all the shades. And then I do swatch the highlighter in the video, but I'm going to go ahead and just swatch it again. So I'm just going to swatch it right here on my hand. So this is the shade Champion in the highlighter. Ooh, yeah, that is just so beaming, so pretty. The texture of it is super creamy. Love it. But those are just a couple swatches that I wanted to show you like on camera. But if you want to see how I created this look using the Kkw Camo Eyeshadow Palette and the Camo Highlighter, then keep on watching. Okay, so I have the palette right here. As you can see, I have a little bit of concealer all over the face because my face is just having it right now. But I have the palette right here in all her glory. But we have an array of shades. So we have a bunch of great mattes. I have some interesting shimmers. So we have these two right here. So of course, all the shade names are in the back like always, which always confuses me. The shimmers I'm most interested in are these right here. So I think these are gonna be like the prettiest ones. And this one right here, this one's called, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's called Mossy Oak, and I think I want that like maybe all over the lid. I don't know. There's so many possibilities with this palette. Before this collection had even launched, I was talking about how I typically don't like green eyeshadow, but this whole collection was just amazing to me, and I thought it was all just so well done. In my KKW Opalescent video, I bought the entire collection, and that's because my boyfriend bought it for me for Christmas, I believe. And your girl just couldn't do that for this one. So we got the palette, and I also got the highlighter in the shade Champion. And that's going to look like this right here. So it's like a champagne, like, gold. Really pretty. I think it's gonna be perfect for my skin tone. I think this one suited my skin tone more than the other two shades. So I'm very excited about that. But let's create an eye look. I'm first gonna start by taking my Urban Decay Primer Potion. Of course, this is the original one. And this, I'm just gonna put this all over the lid. I'm just gonna hit a little bit in the bottom, just right where our concealer is gonna go. So I'm just gonna take my finger and blend it out. So I always like to hit it right like in the lash line too, because I feel like that'll help with our eyeliner situation later if we do any. But I always try to hit as close to the lash line as I can. And sometimes it ends up in your lashes, which is completely fine because we're just gonna put mascara over it anyway. My main focus is definitely going to be like the greens in the palette, of course, because I feel like that's kind of like the staple. And the shimmers, I just kind of play with. But of course, I have my neutral shades here that are going to help if I need to like deepen anything, because I don't feel like I'm gonna get like enough dimension from the greens, but we'll see. I just like really quickly wanted to give a comparison of the palettes. So I have my KKW, this is the classic what is this called? Classic Blossom eyeshadow palette. So this is like my opalescent palette, except I have this one right in front of me. And I just want to note, the Camo palette actually has 2 more shades to it, so it's a little bit longer. In the Classic Blossom palette, you can see like the mirror is a little bit shorter, where in the Camo palette, you can see the mirror goes all the way across. That's just a little comparison that I wanted to give to you. If you didn't own any of the KKW palettes, I just wanted to note that you get 2 more shades in the Camo one. So the thing that I always love about the KKW palettes is they always have like a nice base shade. So I'm first going to grab the little base shade here, and this is called Desert Sand. And I'm going to take that all over the lid to my brow bone with this little Milani packing brush. Oh yeah, pigment. Wouldn't expect anything else from KKW. So I'm just taking that shade and I'm just patting it all over the lid to my brow bone. Of course, we have no other makeup on right now, so this will kind of help with all the blending later. So of course, that shade kind of just brightened up everything. It's gonna create a nice base, so we can blend everything on top of it. So I'm going to grab my JH31 brush, and I'm going to first tap into, and I'm going to grab this shade right here, which is called Hideout. I feel like this one noticeably has a lot more kickback than I noticed with the Opalescent palette, which you guys know that does not bother me one bit. So I'm gonna take that shade Hideout, and I'm gonna throw that kind of right in my crease, and I'm gonna keep it a little bit lower than my crease. So this is just like a regular, almost like a khaki brown color, and it's going to give my eye just the definition that I need before I pack on the greens. The one thing that I love about KKW's eyeshadow formula is that they just blend themselves. Like, I literally can just grab the color and swipe it on, and it's blended. Like, it takes all of the like hard work out of working with these shadows. The next shade I'm going to grab is this one, and it's called Vintage Khaki. So it's got a little bit more green to it, and I think it has a little bit of like a sparkle to it. I'm just gonna grab it on the same JH31 brush, and I'm gonna take that just a bit higher. Yeah, I feel like this has a little bit more green to it. I don't know if it's reading on camera, but this is definitely like a little bit greener. So it just will give you that dimension. I'm gonna grab this Morphe M532 brush. This is just like a really fluffy brush. I'm gonna grab the green color, and the name of that is Fatigue. And I'm going to kind of keep that in the outer edge. Oh yeah, like that is such a pretty green. I'm gonna pack that Fatigue color on my outer edge. With a JH40 brush, the small pencil brush, I'm gonna go back into that color Fatigue, and I'm going to flare it out just a bit. So of course, I feel like at this point you guys know my eyeshadow routine. I love like a flared out eyeshadow shape. So I'm just going to take that and flare it out. I feel like this brush was dirty, so it had like some brown on it. So I'm gonna grab another one. Yeah, so I kind of just took my finger and kind of erased what was there. And I'm going to tap into that color. And then again, flare it out. There we go. That's what we wanted. Okay, so this is kind of where we're at right now. So then I'm gonna kick off all of the color from the JH40 brush. Then I'm just gonna go in and kind of blend out the edges with it so I can just keep it a little bit tighter. Okay, to deepen things up a bit, I'm gonna take the JH36 brush and I'm going to grab this brown shade over here. And this brown shade is called Conceal. So I'm just going to take that right on top of the green, kind of right where my crease is, because I just want to deepen that like edge up a bit. Yeah, so something like that. Now we can go into the shimmer shades. I want to grab this one right here. So I don't know if it'll show on camera, but it has like almost like a duochrome shift to it. That shade is called Mossy Oak. I'm going to grab my Morphe M124 brush, so just like the flat brush. From what I remember, I didn't have to wet the opalescent shimmers, so I don't think I have to wet these either. I remember them being very creamy, very easy to work with. I'm sure this will be the same formula. So I got it packed on the brush here, and now I'm gonna go right on the lid. Oh yes, that is to die for. That is so pretty. It's like a green that has like a gold glitter, like mica in it. It is so pretty. Oh my gosh, yes, look at that. That is so pretty. Okay, so I'm gonna grab that same color and put it on the other eye. And these feel so creamy like on the eye. It feels literally just like almost like a cream. Like it feels almost like wet when it goes on. Have very, very minimal fallout, which I love. I want to take a little bit of the gold color. It's called Training Camp. And I want to kind of just put it almost like right in here, kind of almost in the middle. I'm going to grab this JS11 brush, so it's a little bit fatter. But I'm just going to grab that gold color and kind of just, I want to hit it right here. Oh yeah, see, I feel like that complements the green so much, like right there. Just a little hit. It's nothing, I don't want to overpower the green, obviously, because I think the green is like the staple color. But I think that gold just brings out the rest of the gold. Yeah, see. So I think that little bit of gold will bring out the rest of the gold in the green color. And then I'm just going to go back in with that M124 brush. Kind of just mesh those colors together. I'm going to take the JH40 brush and go back into the Fatigue green color. And then just make sure those edges are blended. Oh yes, I love the way the eyes look. Those two colors together look amazing. I think we're at a pretty good stopping point for the eyes where I can just move on to the complexion. So I haven't done my brows on camera in a while, so I think I'm gonna do that. So in my giveaway video that I won from Wesley Benjamin Carter, I'll link that down below, I won these Maybelline Tattoo Studio eyebrow pencils. And I haven't even like looked at them, so I think I'm gonna do my brows with them today. I have the colors black, brown, and medium brown. So I think I'm gonna go with the black brown. Oh. Okay. So this is like an eyeliner. Like, it's not like a... So here's like my Benefit Precisely My Brow. This is like my go-to brow product. So you see how like this is like a traditional brow product, and this one almost looks like an eyeliner. Like, it's bizarre. Let me just swatch it to see. Oh, it's creamy like it's creamy like an eyeliner. I don't know. It does have a spoolie, so I guess I could just try it. So I'm going to, and I'm gonna swatch the medium brown color too. I mean, those look almost identical, but I think the medium brown has a little bit more warmth to it. So I'm gonna go with the black brown color, and I guess I'm gonna try and do my brows with this. I'm so nervous. I've never used like a creamy brow pencil before. So I'm just going to, yeah, you can't like press on this hard like at all. I feel like you have to use like the lightest hand for this. So I guess that's kind of my basic shape. And then I'm gonna go on top. Okay, so then I'm just gonna go on top and do the same thing. Just like so softly. I don't know. I usually use like my spoolie to blend things out, and it's not really blending out the way all my other brow products do. Okay, so it seems like once you put this product on, like, I mean, that's great, but now I can't blend it. Like, I guess I'm just going to kind of like feather in a little bit of color in the front, and then immediately go in and blend it out. Like this, like, you can totally see this like harsh line right here. Like, and then like, what is this gap? Right there. What is this gap? Oh my god. I'm not liking this brow at all. So I literally thought I was recording, and I wasn't. So I finished off these hideous brows with the Maybelline Tattoo Studio brow pencil. I don't like this. I like that it is not gonna come off whenever, you know, I don't know why I would need my brows not to come off, maybe in like hot situations, but I don't like that brow pencil. I also went in with my foundation, so I used the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better foundation and skincare. I have it in the shade Tan Warm 43. And this is a medium coverage, water light, natural radiant foundation. So I put it on. I did use like 5 pumps, not gonna lie. And I used that on my Ulta Beauty sponge that I think is absorbing most of it. Cause look at that. Like that is, I don't know. It looks like it's absorbing most of it. But the foundation does look really pretty. I used pretty much all of it on my glass palette. It's definitely like medium coverage. Like I feel like I would probably mix this with like my LA Girl Pro Matte or my Becca Ultimate Coverage foundation, something like that. Just so I can give it a little bit more coverage. God, these brows are terrible. Like I'm not living for this brow product. I don't think I'm ever gonna use that again. I might give it away, or I might throw it away. I don't know. I'm kind of undecided. I'm in a very mood now because my brows look like absolute so, whatever. Alrighty, so now I'm gonna move on to concealer. Lately, I've been obsessed with my Clinique Even Better concealer. So I'm gonna use the shade Oat and Honey Wheat today. I'm gonna use Oat under my eye to like brighten everything. And then I'm gonna use a little bit of Honey Wheat kind of in like weird places. Like I want this to be highlighted, but not like super highlighted, if that makes sense. And then I'm gonna use a little down here. I'm gonna start by blending out the other concealer, the Toasted Wheat concealer, like the one that I put around my face first, while the concealer like under my eye dries a bit. I wanted to use that other concealer to add like a little bit of coverage in some places, but not necessarily like super brighten. This concealer like blends out so fast and so effortless. It's amazing. Okay, then I'm just gonna go down my nose. Then with a little sponge, I think you guys know this, but I've been loving using like a little baby sponge for under my eye. I'm just gonna spray with a little bit of all-nighter. And I'm gonna blend out my under eye. I used to be such a hater on these like little baby sponges, but I feel like they really do like make a difference in my concealer because I'm able to like really get up in there, like right up under my eye, and like really blend out my concealer. Yeah, see, like right in there, like right under my eye. So I'm gonna take my CoverGirl Clean Fresh powder like I have before. Now, like this makes the biggest difference in my under eye routine now because I've done this a couple, like I've done my under eye routine without doing this part a couple times, and I just do not like the way it looks. Like I feel like I have to, ever since I started doing this with my concealer, like setting it with the pressed powder first and then going in with like a loose powder, like I feel like that's the only way to go with my concealer now. Like I can't go back, and I just use like a little bit. I think it's the fact that it's the initial set of it all that makes the biggest difference, because now I can go in. So I'm gonna take my Fenty Beauty Banana loose powder, and then this is just gonna make my under eye just look like so silky because I did that initial like set with it. I just like need to do that routine now. If you guys want a whole routine like on my under eye, then I can do it. I don't know if it'll be up, but by the time this video's up, but I've done this or will do this on my TikTok. I'll link my TikTok down below. But I had somebody actually comment on one of my TikToks to drop my concealer routine. I did and or will, so if you want to see it here on my YouTube, then let me know. Comment down below. So then I'm just gonna let this sit for a bit. Actually, I've never used my Fenty Beauty powder everywhere, so I'm just gonna kind of use it like in the places where I would like bake. So I'm gonna grab it on my sponge. And then you don't want to let this powder sit too long because it will dry out your under eye. So I'm just going to grab this is like a Sephora whatever brush, and I'm just going to kick off the loose powder and just blend out the rest of it. For the rest of my face, I'm just going to take my Laura Mercier and just use it on my sponge. Set the rest of my face. Looking super soft. Love that. Ugh, this pimple right here, ruining my mood. So now we can go back to the eyes. I'm gonna hit the lower lash line with the green Fatigue color on the JH40 brush. I'm gonna connect the ends and drag it out. So I'm gonna concentrate a lot of the color on the edge, and then I'm going to just very softly smoke out the rest of the lash line, but just super softly, like barely any color, because I want all of it to be like on the edge. So you get something like this. So I want more of like a lifted look. Whenever I look this way, it looks more lifted because I have most of the color concentrated on the outside. Then same thing over here. Okay, yeah, so I'm loving the way the under eye is looking. Now I want to take this little shade here in the corner. This is called Combat. And I'm going to take that on a M138 brush. It's just like a little pencil brush. I'm going to spray it with a little bit of, and I'm going to put that color in my inner corner. Oh yeah, wetting it made it like super intense. Oh my god, that is a blinding inner corner if I've ever seen one. I'm just going to like tap one time into it, hit the brow bone. I feel like this all over the lid with like these neutral colors would be everything. Yeah, see, so I was able to fix that with the brow highlight, but hated the way it was looking before. See, I love the way that looks. That is so pretty. Before I move on to like mascara and stuff, I'm gonna try this new setting spray. This is the Maven Rose Water Setting Spray. I also won this in the giveaway that I won, so I'm gonna try it out. It's got like the most subtle smell of rose, but it's not very, it's not very like rosy, I guess you could say. I feel like that did set my makeup pretty well. This is my Piggy fan. I almost feel like I want a little bit more, so I'm just gonna add It's a very lightweight setting spray. I don't know, it doesn't feel like Urban Decay All Nighter. Like when I use Urban Decay All Nighter, I feel like my makeup sets and is not gonna move. This one feels extremely lightweight, which is like not a bad thing. Lighter than I'm used to, I guess. Okay, for bronzer, I'm gonna use my Wet n Wild contouring palette. This is in the shade Caramel Toffee. I'm just gonna take my JH06 bronzing brush and hit it right into the bronzer. I looked right in this like it had a mirror. Just use my Moxie lash mirror. So with this bronzer, I've used this a couple times already. So I've learned that I like to kind of almost like press it into the skin and then kind of like sweep it. Because I feel like when you sweep this bronzer immediately, it doesn't like stick. Like it almost like just wants to not stick to the skin. So first even when you like do that, it almost wants to like disappear. Like it's like a very soft bronzer. Yeah, but once you get it there, it's really pretty. Like you really get that like bronziness from it. I'm just gonna take like a little bit of that and just kind of hit the sides of my nose. The other thing that I do love about this little palette is that it has a little banana powder. So I do always love going into a little bit of banana powder just to really like brighten up. Yeah, see, like that just instantly like brightens everything up. Like I can even take this and just like hit right here to just clean up the bronzer a little bit. And I don't even know if I told you guys this, but I found this at Dollar Tree for $1. I should have bought like all of them. So I'm using like a lot of makeup that I got in my giveaway because I haven't filmed anything else since then. So I'm gonna use that You and Me blush duo. So this has the Wink Wink and Do Me blushes. So cute. I love this color, the Wink Wink color, but I think I'm just gonna end up just mixing both together. I'm gonna grab this like Wet n Wild blush brush. I'm just going to like literally like mesh both of these colors together. I've never used this formula before, so I don't know like how pigmented it is. There's like almost no fallout in the pan, so seems like they're pressed pretty well. There's no mirror in that, so I'm just going to grab my mirror. Oh, this is super soft. This is like a super soft blush. Like I feel like it might not read on camera as well. In person, it's coming up barely, but it's very pretty. I feel like this is very like up my alley with blushes because y'all know me. I don't love like a super bright blush or anything, so this is like right up my alley. Now, the other product I'm super excited for is the highlighter. Okay, so I do have 3 brushes that I like to apply a highlight with. I have my JH09 brush, and I love this because it's like fluffy and domed, so it really like helps like blend out the highlighter. I have my Anastasia A23 brush. Now, this is nice because it's like a little bit denser of a highlighter brush, so I can really like almost like pack on the highlighter if I want to and blend it out. And these are like, both of these are real hair, I think, or these might be synthetic because Anastasia is cruelty free, but these bristles are nice because I can just like blend out and apply the highlighter. And this is like very like multifunctional brush. Like I can use this for anything, but highlight is what I use it for. And then I have this Wet n Wild Starlux brush. These are synthetic, so this blends out everything super like nicely and super fine. But I think this was Wet n Wild's holiday last year, but I think they have this in the permanent line, just like not in this packaging. But I don't know which brush I'll go in. Maybe I'll go in with my JH01 brush on one side and my Wet n Wild. I'll just use all 3. Let's see what happens. So I'm gonna start off with my JH09 brush, and I'm going to grab I haven't even felt this yet, so this feels super creamy, super buttery, so, oh yeah, that is everything. So pretty, so creamy, and I know it's gonna be blinding, so I'm just going to, okay, so now that my brush is coated, I'm going to apply. So like I said, I am having a pretty bad, oh yes. So this is super creamy and it goes on so nice. So I am a little, like I was saying, I have a couple skin issues, so it is going to, of course, emphasize that. But look at that highlight. That is lovely. That is so pretty. Oh yeah, like when I turn my head, you can just see it happen. Love. So this side is worse. I have a big pimple right there, but I'm gonna grab the Wet n Wild Starlux highlighting brush. I'm just going to saturate that as well. Okay, yeah, so all that's doing is just highlighting that big ass pimple that I have, but super pretty nonetheless. Yeah, my skin is like not doing this highlighter any justice. Love that for me. Now I'm just gonna grab the Anastasia A23 brush and I'm going to hit my nose. Ooh, yeah. Okay, so like on the nose, that is everything. Okay, yeah. And then I'm just going to lightly dust some on my forehead. I think I've mentioned this before, but I don't really like highlighting my forehead. So out of all three brushes, I don't know, I love the way the Anastasia A23 brush applied everything. It looks just like nice and seamless. The other one I love the JH09 brush. The Wet n Wild one applied it very like soft and a little bit more like dispersed, I guess. So it's like, it's a lot softer like on this side than it is on this side, which is fine. Overall, it is such a pretty highlighter. Super creamy, super nice, but just my skin is just not doing it any justice, so I love that. I'm gonna go ahead and finish the eyes, so I'm gonna add some liner and some mascara. For my waterline, I'm thinking like a brown liner, so I'm gonna take the color Bourbon from Urban Decay, and I'm just going to hit like the outside of my waterline. Yeah, kind of just like keep it on the edges, not go all the way in. Yeah, so kind of where I kept the brown color is where I'm keeping like the brown pencil. I don't think I want to do liquid liner. Usually I do like liquid liner on the top, but I don't think I want to today. I think I'm gonna tight line a little bit because I feel like that's what's going to, I'm gonna put on a little pair of falsies, so I'm just gonna tight line a bit, and that's gonna help kind of mesh everything together. Now you guys know I love to tight line with liquid liner. And I don't know if I could do this confidently on camera, so let's see. So I'm just gonna take the Stila Stay All Day Waterproof Eyeliner in black, and I'm just going to stamp this on my top waterline. I don't care like who you are, like the top waterline is like terrible to like get into, honestly. I think I did the waterline enough, so now I'm just gonna curl my lashes. I feel like I need a new lash curler. Like this one's starting to like not get the job done. I'm gonna go in with my Nars Climax Extreme Mascara. I've been really like on a kick with this because I just love the way it makes my real lashes look. And when I put like falsies on top of it, it really helps like mask because the color is like so black. I'm just gonna do my bottom lashes real quick down them right here. So I'm gonna use my BadGal Bang. I think I mentioned like that I pretty much exclusively only like this for my bottom lashes. I don't know what it is with me lately, but I've been bumping myself with my mascara a lot lately, and it's making me very upset. So I want to try a pair of these ColourPop lashes. I just don't know which ones. Ooh, actually, I think I'm gonna try this little style right here. I think it's called Bella. Yeah, I think it's called Bella. The band feels really stiff. I'm just gonna measure these really quickly. Usually I do all this stuff off camera because I feel like it takes a long time, but it's nice doing it on camera for once. Yeah, these will work perfectly. I don't even think I need to trim these. I'm gonna take my velour lash glue, of course. Ooh, okay, that went on so easy. I feel like this is like the perfect little lash because it's definitely like giving me something, but it's not going to completely cover my eye look. Okay, now that these are on, give them a good little pinch so they can get with my real lashes. All right, cute. These are such cute lashes. I love these. I feel like they're pretty lightweight. They don't feel heavy like at all. So I was not recording. This has been a little bit of a journey for me, but on my lips, I used the Urban Decay lip liner in Nighthawk. And then I went in with the KKW Semi Matte Liquid Lipsticks. and I put HBD all over my lip, and then I put Unwrapped in the middle. And this has been like my go-to lip combo because it just goes with everything, and this eye look especially. And this is the look we came up with using the Kkw Camo Palette. And of course, I'm wearing the Kkw highlighter in Champion. Now, of course, my skin is not doing it any favors, but this is such a beautiful creamy highlight that I feel like will look so good on like medium skin tones. They had 2 other shades, a nice lighter shade and then like a bronzier shade for deeper skin tones. And in the collection, they also had 3 new shades of the semi-matte liquid lipstick that I'm such a big fan of that I'll probably pick up later, and I just like could not do it in this time frame. But these shadows are, I'm such a big fan of the Kkw eyeshadow formula. I know how they perform. Some of my favorite like eyeshadow formulas come from Kkw. I now own 4 palettes and I want the rest of them. Tell me in the comments, which one of these shades are your favorite? Do you love like the greens? Do you love the metallic shades? Tell me which one of these shades are your favorites. I'll have these 2 items linked down below, as well as everything else that I have on my face. And I hope you guys subscribe, like, and share the video. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys.